Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. CEGL Summoners Cup number 20, any rank tournament. We are in the round of 16. And this next game will be between Risky Gamers on Duty on the blue side versus Bananas in Tuxedos on the red side. As before, my name is The Patch. Casting alongside me today is Elthazar.
Yes, indeed. We had a very exciting first game match. A little bit of admin help was required, but that is now resolved. I believe we did actually see what I ever go through to the next round. Did not expend all 10 minutes of their pause time.
Yeah, we are actually still waiting on confirmation for that matter, but as it stands, they have won the game after being behind for quite a while. Or actually, no, they were ahead for most of the time. The only time they were really behind is in the early game, but that's not really important right now. What is important right now is this game, and we see some bans coming out already. Shyvana and Kha'Zix for Risky Gamers on Duty, Nasus and Evelyn for Bananas and Tuxedos.
These are very similar bans to what we saw last game. We've got Kassadin, Nasus, and Evelyn already banned in the last game. Cassiopeia, very interesting ban. I'm going to assume that that is a particular counter pick for one of the picks that's going to be taken by Bananas and Tuxedos, because that's a very, very uncommon pick. Incredibly so. So I'm assuming they have a specific plan, or they might have just misclicked.
Yeah, could be. Or it's a target ban. Who knows? It did go through, so the first picks, of course, the Kassadin ban, but I don't really think we have to talk about that too much. Thresh getting first picked for Risky Gamers on Duty, and Bananas and Tuxedos picking the Lucian and a Morgana in return to that. Now, is that going to be a mid lane Morgana or a support Morgana? I would personally suspect that it's a support Morgana, but we will see, as the Risky Gamers on Duty have pretty quickly picked up a Jarvan and a Draven.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We haven't seen Draven in one of these tournaments for quite some time. He's still very potent, especially when comboed with somebody like Thresh, who can keep enemies nice and close, allowing spinning axe after spinning axe after spinning axe to land in people's faces. And I don't think it'll be a case of them wanting some Draven, but them being forced upon having some Draven.
You can never have enough Draven. You can never have enough Draven. I'm sorry. So,
dear. The picks currently being hovered over by Bananas and Tuxedos are Urgot and Heimerdinger. I am skeptical to say the least. There we go.
Yeah, they're
we
switched
see
over.
the Renekton and the Gragas. There we are. So, as per your suspicions, Four Leaf Clover is more than likely to be playing support Morgana. Gragas, of course, just a far stronger mid lane pick. Support Gragas does not work, people. Not next level strategy. It's not a thing.
Oh, I would have really loved to see that Xerath. I would have really loved to see that Xerath. Especially because they would have such a nice wombo combo. Of course, they have that as well with Diggs. But I meant Jarvan Cataclysm into Zac Let's Bounce into Xerath Arcane Barrage. That is pretty much the ingredients for a full-on ace in less than 5 seconds. They have picked up the Ziggs and the Rengar here.
As well.
Yeah, it's true though. So
yeah, Mega Inferno Bomb. They still have long-range ult presence from the Whirling Death and the Mega Inferno Bomb. Have the Stealthy Bugger in the form of the Rengar. Always very nice for getting onto the back lines. Another very strong backline getter. Or engager, as I should probably just say. Is Job the Fourth, Flag and Dragon to Cataclysm. Great long-range engage. And then there's, of course, the closer range engage coming from the Thresh with that Death Sentence. Straightforward, lob down the box. And then damages will follow. A couple of switches coming across with Bananas and Tuxedos. Almost. I'm assuming that's going to be switched because Wolfish EU is currently the one sat on the Gragas. So unless they're going to try and do a jungle Gragas, which I haven't seen in an incredibly long time, and that's likely really. Is it actually going to go through, or are they going to do a last second trade and trollers?
It is going to be Yasuo in the mid lane and a jungle Gragas. Now that is
something special right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I've seen Jungle Gragas done a couple of times actually this season. So when I said a very long time, I was actually lying. It was a couple of weeks ago. I've seen a couple of Jungle Gragases.
Okay.
Well,
Hold on.
from the ones I saw at gold level, they were very back and forth, I would say.
Hold on. Before
Hold
we
on.
continue with this champion select, we have an official ruling. We have gone through the VODs. We have analyzed the situation, and we have come to the conclusion that What I Ever has used over their allotted pause time. They have overdrawn their pause time. That means scapegoats, ESC scapegoats, are the winners by default. They advance to the round of 16. WIIE is disqualified from the tournament. They have forfeited the game by using over 10 minutes of pause time. So that is the official ruling. We have determined that to be the case. So, yeah. That is it. So, congratulations to Scapegoats.
Fear the might
for
of the admins.
It's really sad, but rules are rules, ladies and gentlemen.
This is not Jinx's world. Rules are not made to be broken in this case.
Yeah.
Feel free to break buildings, but rules in this case are like a rock that is so strong that even Jinx could blow it up.
Okay, so
Hey.
that is that. Scapegoats advance to the next round, even though we did see an impressive win from What I Ever, but that's in the past. We have a game right now, and those are the lineups. For Risky Gamers on duty, on the blue side of the map, it is going to be Airwalk Illusion on Rengar in the top lane, EXR Ace on Jarvan IV in the jungle, Boyce94 on Ziggs in that middle lane, and in the bottom lane it's going to be EXR Sepa and You Got Served on Thresh and Draven.
Meanwhile, on the red side, opposing them, we have Bananas in Tuxedos, we have Kiandi Kuma playing Renekton in the top lane, Wolfish EU playing the Gragas in the jungle, Clover and Kex in the bottom lane with Morgana and Lucian, and then Ixie in the mid lane on the Yasuo.
Yes. And now, well, I am very, very curious to see how that jungle Gragas works out. I mean, on paper, he has the body slam, so he can get in and knock someone slightly back for a very short amount of time if he does land it. But of course, there's minions to worry about. I think his ganks will really only come into effect after he hits level 6, of course, because of that explosive cask. So we're going to see if he tries to deal some aggression with rolling barrels, deal some damage early on, and try to assist his laners. I don't expect any kills to go through from Gragas jungle ganks, early on at least. But yeah, we'll see if he plays the farm game until he does get level 6 and is able to gank, or if they have some special other plans. I don't know. It's very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how Bananas and Tuxedos will play this one.
Well, considering they are on the red side, then Gragas has got a really secure farm out in the early stage. They can get blue buff without any real trouble, because he does have Fully Clover and Kex helping out. The AD carry and support mean that blue buff's going to go down with very little trouble, which means that that's going to set him up for a very nice early game. And of course, they've actually changed Body Slam to do equal damage to every target hit. Split damage, it now deals the same damage to no matter how many targets hit. So that's a major buff for Gragas. And in the jungle, that means he's going to clear quite quickly as well. Rolling Barrel also deals considerable damage and slows the attack speed of damaged targets, which includes jungle creeps. So he's actually going to take very little damage from that. Combine that with the health regeneration that he gets from his passive, and the mana regeneration he gets from Drunken Rage, and that's going to be very nice for him. And of course, that gives him bonus attack damage as well.
Yeah, so yeah, on paper it could work. Will they be able to do it in practice as well? Now that is the question that we're asking ourselves as we are on the loading screen for this EGL Summoners Cup number 20 match in the round of 16 between Risky Gamers on duty and Bananas and Tuxedos. I'm sorry. Apparently my microphone just spaced out there for a second as OBS was not registering any volume levels. I'm going to see if that issue persists. So if I drop out in the middle of a cast, tell me so I can fix it. That's the first timer. Never ever happened before. So anyway, it's Risky Gamers on duty on the blue
All
side.
bugs.
Yeah, Risky Gamers on.
We see a lovely amount of 100% right here, so we should be getting into the game momentarily. Very shiny backgrounds, a lot of diamond level players in this game. We also see 4 skins aside, and I think Wolfishy, you didn't quite get the memo because he is playing as Santa Gragas. Weeks too late, mate.
Well, better late than never. That's what I always say.
Agreed. Very much so, yes.
Well, we are in the game.
Keep it all merry.
We are in the game. The game is on.
The game
Risky
we are
Gamers
in.
versus Bit. And, well, Santa Gragas will possibly be able to bring quite a few presents to all the laners from his jungle in form of death and destruction.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
It might have been a mistake to leave chat on because Candy Kume just made a hilarious comment. It's just the most spontaneous comment ever. It literally just says, and I quote, "Thresh, you realize you can't boil water in a toaster." I'll let that sink in for a little while, but that is hilarious.
That was, pretty random, to say the least.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, but it's very, very useful information indeed. No, it is not possible to boil water in a toaster. So today we learned, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't try and boil water in a toaster, kids. There we go.
It will break the toaster.
We're promoting safety. It's
Yeah.
fine. We're promoting safety.
We're
I feel like I'm doing my part.
We're doing
Protect the youth of tomorrow.
we're doing
etc.
we're doing our duty to protect the children of the world. So
Yes. Go team.
go team.
We do see fairly standard starts coming out from both of the junglers. We're going to see a red buff start by Jarvan, of course, because of the AD carry and support port, I suppose. And Wolfishy starting at his blue buff. He does seem to have started with his body slam. Yep, gets himself over the wall onto the blue buff. And we see the damages go down. Who will take the buff first?
Oh, it's a
Doesn't
close
like the
raise.
XR.
Oh,
I think EXR won that.
that was it
Just-
was a pretty close race. We're gonna have to do a photo finish once the game is over
Yes.
to truly crown the victor of the first buff of the game match.
First buff ignite contest. Yeah.
It really needs an announcement. First buff.
That would make people even more psyched to play junglers. It's like,
Well, there's
So-
a shortage of junglers. Well, EXR Ace already in that middle lane dealing some damage onto AXE, but Boyce took more damage from that actually, as AXE makes nice use of a Steel Tempest to deal lots of damage, and Candy Kuma in the top lane also going aggressive onto Illusion. So the early aggression does come out of BIT, but really that doesn't mean much. At least not until they are able to pick up a kill from that. And in the bottom lane, Thresh is going pretty low as well. So from a general overview point, the lanes seem to be in favor of BIT right now. But of course, we're only 3 minutes in. It's way too early to call anything at this point.
Dark Binding lands, heavy damage going onto you got served, but engagement not possible right now.
Oh, the hook lands onto 4-leaf Clover. They're going in. Flayback flash out of him. Needs to do that. Dark Shield. Oh! Well, a Black Shield does not help you against auto attack, so it's got to be the first blood. Over to Draven.
Actually, less gold from the first blood because it's before 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But crowd still goes wild. Draven got a kill.
Woohoo! League of Draven.
Yes.
Need
Indeed.
victims. And he got a victim indeed. Picks up the first blood. And that is that. And EXRA is now coming into this mid lane, flag and dragging him, knock him XC up. Bomb is thrown out. He actually takes quite a bit of damage. Did not use the wind wall to block that bomb. But he will be able to walk away from that. No questions asked, no summoners burned.
Yep, fairly even trades going down in the top lane as well. Airwalk slightly losing out because County does have just slightly better mobility with the slice and dice combo. We already see Kex and Four-Leaf Clover just sat under their tower right now. They are maybe slightly fearful of the Draven. With double spinning axes and that Soul Reaver that skin though, I cannot be surprised.
Wolfish EU may come in here in this bottom lane. Does not have
No
the
ward in
explosive
the Tribe
cast yet.
there.
No ward. He's gonna hit the Dark Binding. Sepa going very low. He will be able to get picked up right here as Kex picks up the kill with one more auto attack. Just
Double
after
flash as
flash,
well.
yeah, just after he had tried to flash away. That was, well, unfortunate. But still, kill over to Lucian. So it's 1-1 down in that bottom lane now. And I think Lucian actually got more gold for that kill than Draven.
Well, it was a first blood, but it was a pre-4 minute first blood. So yes, more gold actually was gained from that kill. And even more so because 2 assists were picked up in that kill.
Yeah,
As in Tuxedos, due to the fact that Gragas was present for that kill. So, overall, that puts a very slight 300 gold advantage for BIT at the early stage of the game. We'll see if they can snowball that to something far more significant.
well, yeah, 200 gold advantages are generally not something one would call a snowball, but we have seen BIT play before in EGL Summoners Cup tournaments, and they generally know what to do with leads. Let's see if they
They're
know.
very good at closing out games.
Yeah, let's see if they can make a use of the lead they have right now as well. The stands bottom lane, aggression onto this turret, and EXR Ace will meet Wolfish EU here, and the damage is going down onto him, forced to flag and drag away over the wall. And that's also something Jungle Gragas is pretty good at. It's dueling, because this rolling barrel just deals a lot of damage early on. More than, his damage output is higher than most other junglers, most other standard conventional junglers. So, yeah, EXR Ace losing out right there, getting taken very low, and if he hadn't flagged and dragged away, Gragas would have been able to pick up the kill.
Yep. Boys moving up to place a ward in that common death brush position. I'll pull the same trick. Meanwhile, Xy's actually put up a very nice 10 CS lead very early in the game as well. Xy has hit level 6, going to place a ward out in... Is that the banana brush? I keep forgetting what is the commonly conceived banana brush.
It once was the banana brush, but now it is only the anana brush since it was cut in half. Or the nana brush. Or the Ana
Xy's
brush.
actually getting caught out right now.
Yeah,
Boys and
it's
Ace,
between Boyce and Ace, and look at that, the Ignite is down. They're going aggressive onto Mega Inferno Bomb, thrown out, but not quite hitting its mark. And here comes Morgana landing the Dark Landing onto Boyce. Wolfish EU now coming in as well. And look at that, they're turning the aggression around onto Boyce. Lucian now coming in as well, landing the Ardent Blaze onto him. Flayed back by... Oh, look at that, they flay back. Wolfish EU are able to pick him up here. Jarvan picks up that kill, and quickly BIT disengages. Nicely played by Risky Gamers. Pretty risky, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's in their name. And here the hook lands on the 4-leaf Clover after he gets flayed back. Lucian trying his best to deal some damage, but 4-leaf Clover going very, very low. Lantern used to get You Got Served back into the fight, but 4-leaf Clover will be able to walk away from this one. Dark Blinding lands onto Thresh.
Yep, good disengage, no kills picked up, but we already see how much damage coming out from that Thresh and Draven combo. It is the already. Of course, we do see Draven having a slight AD advantage over Lucian from that Vampiric Scepter, but that's going to instantly get negated because himself backs out, picks up himself a BF sword on the 8-minute mark. Top lane is both very low right now. Of course, Kiani Kuma does have the slight advantage in the sustain because of Call the Meek. He is just going to back out right now. Does possess a nice little amount of gold, but no, he actually decides against it. Already has the Brutalizer, and so he's going to try and go for a kill. No,
Ooh.
but Illusion, smart enough, lobs down the ward, his own safety.
Well, yes, but Kuma was able to take that down pretty much instantaneously after it was placed. Did not use any sweeping lenses or pink wards, so that was pretty nice. That's good. Basically a ward not exactly wasted since it did see... Oh, look at that! Wolfish EU actually forced a flash away from that blue buff, attempted blue buff steal. Oh, Mega Inferno Bomb does pick up the kill. Nicely done by Boyce94. Did see where Wolfish EU went thanks to that ward in that little patch of brush in the river. Took a wild guess as to where he would go. Picked up the kill. Nicely done.
Obviously, you did actually get the blue buff there, but rapidly transferred over to Boys 94 because of that very nice Inferno Bomb. And, said before, back to the status quo.
Back to the status quo in the 3-1. At 9 minutes and 35 seconds into the game, gold is bang even between those two teams, even though Risky Gamers have the 2-kill advantage, but Airwalk Illusion actually forced a flash away on the top lane as Candy Kumo activates the Dominus and goes aggressive onto him.
Going to back out as well, has 1,000 gold, so I think I wouldn't be far off the mark to expect a fairly early Giant's Belt, or maybe a Ruby Crystal to go towards an early-ish with the Black Cleaver. Note, we do see the Giant's Belt as Candy Kuma does return back towards his lane.
He does indeed. Like, over the items, Lucian has picked up the BF Sword, while Draven is sitting on a Vampiric Scepter only. Has picked up his boots, though. Still, the early damage advantage goes over to that Lucian. Of course, the spinning axes from Draven give a nice little AD bonus as well. And here, actually, Thresh gets caught out, but immediately the re-engagement follows. Hook lands onto Keck. Culling is used, trying to deal as much damage as possible. But there is the Draven ultimate as well, getting thrown out. Another Dark Binding lands onto Thresh. He's going to use his opportunity to deal some more damage, but you got served. Turns the aggression around and deals more damage there. Oh, another hook lands onto Lucian, and this will surely be his death, or will it? No, the barrier gets popped. You got Surf gets hit by the Dark Binding. Nicely played right there. Kex uses the barrier to keep himself alive and pick up the kill.
Yes, very good, and Sapa has to run straight away. That's a large amount of pressure going down onto that tower. That puts a 2-0 Lucian on the board. He has 1,400 gold, so if they take the turret, this could be a very early Bloodthirster coming out from a Lucian, and that's very, very nasty.
Very, very nasty indeed. 11 minutes Bloodthirster could turn into a problem. Goldie is now actually in BIT's favor, and Yasuo in the mid lane has already picked up his Static Shiv. So is that going to be a split push Yasuo that we're going to see?
Well, not necessarily. The Static Shiv is still a very good all-round item because it gives attack speed and crit chance. If anyone's not aware of Yasuo's passive, gains double bonus from critical strike chance, but his critical strikes deal 10% less damage, so a little bit of a trade-off, but still a very, very, very nice thing to have. Of course, the second part being resolved. Moving around grants him a flow resource, which grants him a shield when fully charged. And there you go, that's that shield being popped right there. By the satchel charge. Thank you, boys, for being so compliant.
Yeah, but actually doing a pretty good job at using his Steel Tempest to juke and jump around in that lane to his liking. Oh, and well, as Wolfish EU comes into that mid lane, they take down boys. That's another kill over to BIT. Dominus popped again in the top lane. Airwalk Illusion not going to walk away from this one. He has a fighting chance here, slows Kuma down, and may actually go aggressive onto him now. It's going to be a fight. Who will win this one? Candy Kuma wins it. That's well played.
Yep,
fair and
great
square.
Damage coming down from a level 5 called the Meek. Very high damage, and of course, that increased. It have over 50 Fury. Empowered version deals so much damage.
Hawk lands onto 4-leaf Clover immediately. The culling is used by Kex to prevent them from going in. Basically saying, if you go in, I will unleash a world of pain onto you. And because a world of pain is generally not something one wants to be, well, happening to one.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a world of pain.
No.
You want to be in a world of flowers, and chocolates, and sweets, etc.
We would have to have a bittersweet Lulu in this game for that. But we don't, so...
Well, the various worlds of these champions, the only one I'm actually particularly keen on is the world of... But it's... I don't know. It's maybe not the vision of Christmas that I...
Oh, Wolfishio going deep here onto Boyce in the middle lane. Look at that, he's getting exploded. They're going for the dive. Eggsy, though, going very low. The Ignite is taking away onto him, and he will go down. But lots of damage going down onto him.
Yeah, it's a great combo from Wolfish GU and Eggsy, actually, of course, because Explosive Cask knocks people into the air. And if he can land that on multiple people, that means Eggsy can hit multiple people with Last Breath. And that is incredibly strong.
It is indeed. Doing such a good job. So the jungle Gragas actually working out quite nicely. 0, 2, and 3 right now. And the blue buff steal goes through as well. So that's going to go over to Wolfish EU.
Candy Kuma was there to keep EXR Ace off that. That blue buff steal, as you say, does go through successfully. No Mega Inferno bombs. And Wolfish this time. No nasty flashbacks before.
Star finding lands onto you, got surfed in the bottom lane. Damage goes down. Culling will be able to pick up the kill.
People say the culling doesn't deal much damage. It does if me is stuck and is guaranteed to be hit.
And they're now ganking Candy Kuma in this top lane. But a little miss flag and drag from Jarvan will be able to get away through the wall. Meanwhile, the death sentence landed onto Kex down in that bottom lane, but there was no AD carry there to follow up on that, so that's gonna be that. Candy Kuma now getting pretty low as well, popping the Dominus, and Ace comes in. Kuma not in a good position, has to run through the entire lane to get away. Nice flash into Slice and Dice, or Slice Flash Dice, but he will not be able to get away. Cataclysm used by EXR Ace picks up the kill.
Yep, for the king, and for the sake of Rengar.
And now the box is used down that bottom lane. Saber going very low. 4-Leaf Clover still in pursuit. And now they're on to Kex. 4-Leaf Clover and Kex, though. You got surfed. It's pretty much alone there. But the death sentence does land onto Kex. The Ignite is down as well. Barriers used. Will be able to pick up the kill. Yes, they will. But here comes Wolfish EU. You got surfed in a terrible position. Exi is there to pick up the kill. And now they might chase down onto EXR Saper. But Boys94 is in the vicinity as well. So BIT, they may be looking to get this dragon here, and they will start it off. No ward coverage from Risky Gamers on duty, but now there is. They had a hunch that this was happening. It was the most logical thing. EXR Ace could potentially flag and drag himself in. Oh, they do actually get the steal. Nicely played right there. Risky Gamers steal the dragon away from BIT.
And that was stolen by a level 5 Demacian stand. That only deals 240 damage. Really well-timed flag right there by Ace. I think Wolfish EU maybe used the smite a little bit too early, and it really did.
Yeah, Ace's
great effect on that.
I think Ace's smite was actually not up for that steal.
It wasn't. No,
yeah.
Was it?
Demacian standard dragon steals.
Yeah, right now, Candy Kuma doing a little bit of proxy farming right now. He's got a lot of minions, the turret going very low. And, of course, the persistent push, if he's stood between these two turrets, he'd be fairly confident in his ability to escape from Airwalk. And Ace, while we see him heading down through the jungle, he might actually meet EXR Ace.
Yes,
he does meet Ace.
Will.
He's going to engage on him as well.
He's going to engage on him, but both of them are pretty tanky. So they're going to exchange a few hits and then back away quickly. Ace took more damage than Kuma in that engagement, but here comes Boyce, and they may be going for this one. Satchel charge used, but Illusion is here as well. Look at that, Ace is going very low. Explosive cast getting thrown out by Wolfish EU. Will be able to pick up the kill. Nicely played, Illusion. There's nothing he can do other than stand back and watch his jungler die.
I actually think the Mega Inferno Bomb might have been enough to finish off Candy Kuma had Boyce thrown it the moment he was trying to get away.
Boyce running into Exi. The Ignite is down. Manages to satchel charge himself away and get to safety. But Exi putting on the pressure in that mid lane. 3, 1, and 0. And it does look like he's building towards an Infinity Edge right now.
Very smart pickup. Two very high damage items. You grab something for a little bit of sustain after that, and you are going to deal a hell of a lot of damage. The bottom lane, things going very, very well for Kex and 4-Leaf Clover. There's a 50 CS advantage for Kex right now. 3-1 with a finished Bloodthirster. It's 18 minutes in, so that's surprising, but he's getting that stacked up very nicely.
Oh,
that last minion kill
Illusion getting caught here by Exi and Wolfish EU, but Ace is there as well. And they're gonna follow Wolfish EU here. You cannot run away from a Rengar in the jungle through brush. That is not something you can do. That Wolfish EU just learned the hard way, and so he gets taken down. In the meanwhile, though, as Rengar was fiddling around in the middle jungle area, Candy Kuma was able to pick up the second turret of the game for Bananas and Tuxedos up in that top lane. And Kex and 4-Leaf Clover are going aggressive onto this bottom turret as well. Sepa actually getting caught there by a Dark Binding. Lots of damage going down onto him. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Kuma and Illusion again fighting. Both have the Sunfire Cape. Both are pretty tanky. But here comes Boyce94. Axie and Ace, though, are also joining the fight. Kuma will be able to take down Boyce, but now getting Illusion's getting aggressed upon, and Kuma actually survives with a sliver of health.
Exy using the last breath at the perfect time. Got the knock-up. Airwalk could not land the last hit onto Kiandi, and he's going to back away with his life and with 4 kills, 1,500 gold, and we do see the Spectre's cowl. So we're going to see a very tanky Crocodile. And things going to start going quite badly. Another Dark Binding lands on You Got Served in the bottom lane. Very heavy poke coming right now from this Bananas and Tuxedos bottom lane. And the hard engage combo of You Got Served and Sapper just isn't really doing that much at this stage.
No, it isn't. And
Well, used to clear the minions.
yeah. They want to keep this turret alive, and Kex and Four-Leaf Clover are doing a good job at keeping the pressure up. Ace getting caught here in his own jungle by Wolfish EU, getting forced away. And now Wolfish EU
actually stole that red buff as well.
Yeah, nice jungle play coming out of him. Always there at the right time. Keeps the buff timers of his own buffs and the enemy buffs. Gets pulled in by Sepa though, and that's the sign to engage. Gets knocked up. Mega Inferno Bomb getting thrown up by Ziggs onto Kex and Four-Leaf Clover. He wants to pick up Wolfish EU, but he will be able to body slam away through the wall. And now Kex and Four-Leaf Clover, they have easy work on this turret. It's going to be the 3rd turret of the game, picked up by Bananas and Tuxedos. Gold lead now, approximately 6,000. 7,000 actually. It's going pretty well.
Yeah, very impressive. And of course, since Boys was in the bottom lane, Xy's been pushing up the middle lane as well. Damage going onto that inner middle turret. If that goes down, then it's going to be the portal to Easy Street for Wolfish EU.
Oh, X getting caught out here. Look at that Xy onto him. He's going to get taken down. And now they're going to go onto Boys 94. Candy Kuma, his dominance has been popped. The Ignite is down as well. Will probably get taken down right there. Illusion now having to use his ultimate to get away from Xy. Will be able to survive that one as well.
Very heavy damage coming out from Xy. You say Illusion had to burn that Thrill of the Hunt just to escape with his life.
Hook lands onto Kuma.
Turret going down.
Sepa actually goes in. You got served, getting aggressed upon here by Wolfish EU, and Sepa, not the best idea to go in right there. Lucian comes in, picks him up with the culling, and they're now going to pick up this middle inner turret as well. BIT in full control of this game. 5 turrets to 0, 13 kills to 7. They're sitting on a 10,000 gold lead, only 22 minutes in. And they're onto this middle inhibitor turret as well. Dealing some damage onto it, but they will not be able to pick this up as Risky Gamers aren't there in time to prevent it from going down. If they can drag it out, it will be able to regenerate back to full health.
And look at these perfect timers being held by Bananas and Tuxedos. Wolfish EU there 5 seconds before the dragon spawns. Dragon comes straight up, damage goes straight down, dragon goes straight down. No mistakes this time. Flawless dragon, and that further extends their gold lead at 22 minutes.
It does indeed. They're going to back away, pick themselves up some nice merchandise from the shopkeeper. And Risky Gamers, they're in a tough position right now. Down 11,000 gold. Haven't picked up a single turret while almost having lost all of their own turrets outside of their own base. So in terms of map pressure, these guys are in a disastrous position. And generally, whenever something like that happens, it's very hard to come back from this one. Because if you don't have the map pressure... Yeah.
Kuma going aggressive onto Ace he does not care. Ace does smite away the raid, but I really think that's a very small victory.
Yeah.
Kuma's so tanky right now, has the Sunfire Cape, has the Spirit Visage, has Brutalizer as well, which it does deceptively increase Renekton's damage, and then he just dawdles straight on up to top lane to go for even more of an engage of a push onto that top lane. Xy heading up to the top as well. He's doing incredibly well for himself. 4-1 and 2. Has the Infinity Edge and the Static Shift. Seems to be going towards the Blades of the Ring King, actually. Has the towards Cutlass on himself right now. See Four-Leaf Clover getting caught out a little bit. Gets flayed once. Actually laughs at Sapper.
Oh, in the middle lane, though. Look at that again. Explosive cask into last breath. Xy doing a very good job at capitalizing on those Agas ultimates. Illusion now jumping onto Wolfish EU, though, as the box is used to take down Jarvan. It's going to be a double kill for Xy, though, as he does manage to catch out Jarvan as well. Airwalk Illusion now onto him. Hex using the culling, trying to deal as much damage as possible. Sepa actually landing the death sentence onto him. Hex will be able to take him down, though. That was not a very profitable death sentence indeed. Kuma still chasing Airwalk Illusion up to his own top inhibitor turret. He's just going to tank it through. Gonna take down the minions, and now he's gonna join the rest of his team, or not. Kex and Kuma are just gonna separately take down both the top and middle inhibitor turrets. And as Boys 94 comes in, Kex and Kuma immediately collapse onto him. He actually manages to survive here, but the flash auto attack end from Kex will be able to pick up the kill. Ace, and you got served. Able to chase Kuma away for now. They pick up the middle inhibitor turret, but they do not manage to pick up the top inhibitor turret just yet.
No, but that still puts a massive void across the map. You do see incredibly defensive wards being placed on the side of Risky Gamers. I almost forgot their name for a second there, if you hadn't guessed. Risky Gamers placing incredibly defensive wards. Naz and Tuxedos do have complete control over the jungle right now. Little smack talk coming out, 0-4 Gragas too strong, but the effect he has had on the game right now has basically allowed Ixie to pick up so many kills. I think that's more than worth it.
Kuma going aggressive here in the middle lane, running into 4 people of Risky Gamers, and look at the damage he's able to pop. Nice explosive cast! Everyone gets hit by that. Ixie making use of it with that last breath. Gets a double kill, gets a triple kill. They will be able to pick up this inhibitor here as Illusion comes in, stealth, using his ultimate, but he will not jump in there. He does not want to jump in there. 3 members of Risky Gamers still dead. BIT on the Nexus turret. They're going aggressive onto Illusion now as well. Kuma doing his best to keep him away from his own team so they can take down the Nexus turrets. First Nexus turret goes down, second Nexus turret goes down. The damage is onto the Nexus now. Will Risky Gamers be able to prevent this one from happening? They are slowly beginning to respawn, but the damage onto the Nexus is still happening. You got Surf, able to take down 4-Leaf Clover, but BIT are able to pick up this game after 26 minutes. And approximately 20 seconds, 21 kills to 11. A gold lead, a solid gold lead of almost 16,000, 8 turrets to 0. GG, well played. BIT advances to the quarterfinals.
Yes, indeed. And to the somber music, harmonica playing, we survey the carnage that was that last game. 15,000 gold lead, and it's only a 26-minute game. No turrets fell for Bananas and Tuxedos. That was an outstanding performance by them.
It was indeed. They're looking strong to maybe take this tournament. Will they? We're going to have to find out. They're going to still have to go through the quarter, semi, and, of course, grand finals. We'll be doing that after just a short break. For us, it has been it. I've been the Pash. This has been Elthazar. It was great fun casting these games for you, and we will give over to, I think, Hindu Man and Grey Goose now.
It is indeed, yes.
Okay, Hindu Man and Grey Goose, they will take over now with the EGL Summoners Cup number 20 quarterfinals. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more League of Legends.